Hey everyone, this is Diggy here from FlawlessConfidence.com, and today's video is a question and answer session where I'm going to be answering the questions that have been emailed personally by all of you on the Flawless Confidence newsletter. So, I'm going to get straight into things. I'm not going to dilly-dally. We're going to get started with the first question and just follow along. So, the first question is, how do I give advice to people pleasers and people who struggle to say no? And this is such an important part of becoming confident, because lacking confidence and being low self-esteem usually has a lot to do with being a people person, not being able to say no. And the problem is that there's a lot of people in this world who take advantage of people who cannot say no. You know, even if it's your boss or it's your family members or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. If people sense that sort of weakness in you, some people just really take advantage of that. They'll get you to work longer hours while not being paid. They'll get you to run errands for them while not really compensating you for that. And basically, people just use you. And while you think you're just being nice to people and you're just going out of your way to help them, even when you don't really want to, these people just take advantage of that, even when they know, they can see, like maybe you have other things, maybe you need to be at home with your family, but your boss will still say, hey, you know, I need you to do this for me, do this for me. And you're like, okay, I cannot say no, so I'm going to do it for him. And your boss doesn't even end up paying you, and then you know, you feel like an idiot, you have no confidence, you have no self-esteem. You come home to your family late, and they're like, where were you? Your boss had to ask you to do something, and you have to do something, and you don't get paid. And that's a problem. And the only advice that I would give to this is you need to start setting and defining your boundaries. Now I'm going to add some links to the bottom of this video, where I'm going to write an article about boundaries, about all these things that I'm going to touch on in this video. So you can look them up and you can get more specific answers to that. So the clear thing to this is you need to set boundaries. You need to define your boundaries. You need to know, like, your limit is here and not further. You know, someone can go up to here and they're not going to push you over the edge. You know what you want, you know what you don't want, and when that situation arises where someone pushes you to do something you don't want, your boundary is already there and you can just say no, because you don't even have to think about it. Like, for example, like my boundaries would be with drugs, for example, where I absolutely don't want to do it. And no matter anyone who comes and says, hey, listen, do you want to try it? Doesn't matter if it's a girlfriend or if it's a friend or if it's my parents or if it's the president, you know, and he wants to be like, you know, come on, you should try some drugs or something. I'll be like, no, because it's just my boundary. And you can have those boundaries with everything. You have those boundaries with what you'll do for friends, if you'll lend money to them, if you'll do things for them, if you'll work extra, if you'll go out of your way to do something without being compensated. Just know your limits, know your boundaries. You know what you want, you know what you don't want, and it's really not a bad thing to say no when someone asks you to do something you don't want to do. It's your choice. I mean, you're not obligated to do it. We're going to go to question number 2, and this says, I love a man and he doesn't seem to love me. He is unfaithful and keeps giving me excuses, and I've already waited for him for 2 years, and it's affecting my confidence. Now, of course, I don't know the situation, I don't know the man, I don't know the relationship, but if you're without someone for 2 years already and he's being unfaithful, the chance is very likely that he doesn't really care about you, because he wouldn't make you wait that long. He wouldn't make you understand that he's with other women. He wouldn't make you just wait around for him and waste your time while he's there. So, as hard as it may seem and as difficult as it may seem, I actually don't think he's interested in you, and you should continue with your own life. You should forget about this guy, because he's clearly not worth your time. I mean, for 2 years already, how long are you going to wait still? Another 5 years, another 10 years? He's going to be married and have children, and you're still going to wait for him? It doesn't work that way. I mean, you give him a chance, and, you know, if eventually at some point he really loves you and he wants to come back, that's his choice, and maybe he will, maybe he won't, but I don't think you should wait for that. And this problem of waiting for someone while it's actually pretty clear that it's not going to happen, this is something that severely depresses your confidence and your self-esteem, and you're just there and you can't really continue with your own life because you're still in this waiting mode. I'd say get out of the waiting mode, continue with your life, and if for some reason he does come back in future, he's going to have to make some sort of gesture to be able to show you that he really does care about you. Otherwise, find someone better. There's a lot of people in this world. So, on to question number 3. I'm struggling with walking up to guys and talking with them and not blush. I feel stupid tape playing in my head, I want to make it stop now. How can I do this? Well, it's interesting to hear that girls actually have the same problem with going up to guys, because usually it's the guys who are terrified and frightened to go up to a girl, and they don't know what to say to a girl to keep her interested. Girls, of course, have the same thing. And what you need to realize is people are just people. Everyone is just a person with basic human needs, human emotions. Everyone wants to feel loved. Everyone wants friendship. Everyone wants attention. Everyone wants someone who's just real and who listens to them. So, while everyone may not be perfectly susceptible to conversation at all times, because people are busy or people have something going on in their lives or whatever the reason may be, in general, when you just go up to someone and you just talk with them like a normal person and you just have a normal conversation, or you just listen to them, or you kind of hone in on something that they're interested in, then you can just have a normal conversation and things will flow. I mean, you don't need some sort of line or routine or some sort of strategy to go and talk to someone. You just need to go up to them and say like, hello, how are you doing? I thought you were cute, I wanted to get to know you better, or you look interesting, I just had to come say hi. Just something like this. And most of the time you'll find that the conversation will at least go a little bit. Sometimes it'll go really well. Sometimes there'll be idiots who will just tell you to get lost, or be like, look at you and laugh or something. It doesn't really matter. I mean, what matters is that if you find someone interesting and you want to go and talk to them, go talk to them. If something comes from it, great. If nothing comes from it, you just learned that you don't need to waste your time with this person. So, even better. Just go up to someone, be yourself, say hello. Just keep it simple. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Try and stay away from interview style questions like, how are you? What do you do? Where do you work? How old are you? Don't do that. Keep it like real. Keep it interesting. Tell some stories. Comment on something. Just have fun with it. Question number 4. I have confidence issues. I want to get a better job, but I'm not sure that I can, and I need my current job to pay for bills. Well, firstly, everyone can. Okay, if you want to make more money, you can. If you want to get a better job, you can. I don't know you. I don't know your situation, but I know that you can, just because you're human and you can. What you need to do is you need to believe in yourself, and you need to just put all doubts aside and just go straight for what you want. So you want a better job, that's good. Then what you need to do is you need to take action to get a better job. You need to start looking in papers, start looking on the internet for job positions, start talking to people, ask all your friends if they hear something about a job opening to recommend you or to let you know about it. Start going for interviews, send out your CV to people, and just do it until you find something that's better than your current situation. And yes, you need your current job to pay the bills, so continue working on your current jobs to pay the bills, but in the meantime, do everything you can to get that other job to go more forward, and just forget about the fact that you have doubts that you cannot or that you don't believe in yourself. Just put that to the side. Stay in your current job and focus. Just try and get a better job, and eventually things will work out if you have that persistence and you just don't give up. So, question number 5. How do I get over the fear of rejection and ask a girl out? Well, that's kind of similar to the girl who asked about how to go up to guys. It's the same thing. You just need to understand girls are also human. They also have all their basic human emotions, their emotional needs. So a girl just wants to feel loved. She wants someone who's not going to use her and take advantage of her. She wants someone who's nice with her, who's real with her, who cares about her, who will listen to her. So that's all you need to do. So when you go up to a girl, listen to her, talk to her, be real. Don't try and hide. Don't try and pretend to be someone that you're not. Just be yourself. Go up to them, talk, say, hey, how are you doing? You look interesting, want to get to know you better. Let's go for coffee. I don't know, whatever you want to say. Just be yourself, be real. If it doesn't work out and she's not interested, it's okay. Go speak to the next girl. There are lots of girls in this world, and if you don't get success with the one, just keep on continuing to talk to girls every day, and you'll get better eventually. And eventually you'll find a girl who wants to go out with you for coffee, a girl who really likes you, a girl who will be your girlfriend, eventually a girl who will want to marry you, and so on and so on. The rejection, it's really not bad. It's actually doing you a favor, because if a girl's not interested in you, you should just know you don't need to spend any emotional energy or effort on her to be able to talk to her. So if you like this girl, and you just every day you're thinking like, oh, I should talk to her, I like her so much, she looks so nice, everything. You're spending a huge amount of emotional energy on this every day. Whereas if you just go up to her and you talk to her, you'll know either she's interested in you and you can keep using this emotional energy because it's worth it, or she really doesn't care and she tells you to get lost, and then you can use all that emotional energy for some other purpose. Easy. Next question. When I face strangers, I don't know how to keep eye contact. So tell me, how can I improve that? Well, eye contact is one of the most important traits of a confident person, simply because eye contact, it just reveals so much about someone. You know that saying, like, the eyes are the windows to the soul? Well, that's pretty true. When you look someone in the eye, you can see very deep inside them. And it's mostly uncomfortable for a lot of people. A lot of people who are shy, they tend to look away because they don't want to open up to someone by looking them straight in the eye, and they can't handle that. I know what that's like. It's difficult, especially when you're shy and you have a bit of low self-esteem. It's very difficult to keep that eye contact. How can you practice? You can practice in the mirror. Just talk to yourself and try to keep eye contact with yourself. Even like what I'm doing right now, where I'm talking into a video camera, keep eye contact with that camera. That's also not so easy because you tend to look away for some reason, and you look down and you look up, but just keep that eye contact. Just make it a habit every day, wherever you are, in the supermarket, on the train, on the street. When you look at people, keep that eye contact for just a second longer than you would normally do, and try and not be the first one to break eye contact when someone else looks you in the eye. Doesn't mean you have to be creepy and like stare them in the eyes until they look away or call the police, but just look them in the eye and keep that eye contact. And every time, try and keep that eye contact just a little bit longer than you're comfortable with, and eventually you'll start to become more comfortable with it, and it won't really be a problem to look someone in the eye. Next question. I want to have a doctor entrance exam for the Chinese Academy of Science, and I feel great pressure on me. It's very difficult. I'm afraid I can't make it, and I doubt myself. Again, here the question is, do you really want this? Do you want this doctor's degree, or do you want to pass this doctor's exam? I mean, is it something you really desire? If yes, then why do you doubt yourself? It's something that you want, so go there and take it. Don't doubt yourself. Don't believe that you can't make it. I know these are all negative, self-sabotaging thoughts that everyone has that sneak into your mind when you have a goal, but ultimately, you want to achieve this goal, and no matter what comes in your way, you're going to achieve this goal. Put those fears aside, put those doubts aside. They're all like nagging little voices that are trying to deter you from your goal. Forget about it. Don't even spend a little bit of emotional energy on entertaining these thoughts, because it's all just taking away from your creativity and your ability to be successful and actually achieve this. So there's no room, there's no space, it's like your emotional energy is like your currency. It's like the money you have in your wallet, and every time you spend it on something, you get less and less and less of it, and you can't get it back. So if you're spending your money on thoughts like I can't make it and I have doubts and everything, you're basically using your resources on something that is actually stopping you from achieving your goal. So don't even entertain those thoughts. When they tend to pop up, just ignore them. Just don't even pay attention. Don't repeat them in your mind. So you want this doctor's degree, you want this exam for the Chinese Academy of Science. Well, that's what you want, that's what you're going to do, so focus your goals on that. Don't focus on anything else. Work hard, make a plan of action, what you need to do every day in order to achieve this. Make a timetable if you have to. Wake up at 8 in the morning, first hour you study, second hour you read an additional book, third hour blah 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 blah. Just do it like that. You need to have a plan of action, and you need to continue with that. But the most important thing is not to focus any energy on those doubts. Don't allow those doubts to grow, and don't waste your currency on them. So that's all the questions for now. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, that you learned something from it. I really enjoy doing these kind of videos and answering these questions, so anytime you want, just send an email to diggy@flawlessconfidence.com, and I will create another video, answer your questions in the next session. So be sure to check out the website, subscribe to this YouTube channel, flawlessconfidence.com. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/users/FL Confidence. See you next time.